B-Bad and Brandon.
It starts getting real cool.
Yeah, I was like, I nearly forgot to hit record.
Oh my God.
The one we did, with Chad. I was like, fuck.
Look at the size of Johnny now.
I know. I literally, as he walked into camera, because we got this, like, obviously this new camera over here, I was like, it's a wide lens and it is making him look
flexing on these motherfuckers.
I'm only tiny, mate. I'm only 118 at the moment, so
only.
And I'd like to remind you that you'll never ever feel big again.
I come to terms with that a long time ago.
I felt big when I hit 90 kilos. Now it's like, I'm looking at my shoulders this morning going, oh, bro, you can't wear singlets today. Like, fuck, you're looking puny.
What's your body weight?
The scale is not my friend. I haven't checked in a while. I'm actually trying to drop a little bit of muscle because I need a double hip replacement. So I've been doing mobility and kettlebells and band workouts, all the stuff that I hate. I'm doing.
Dude, and all the things you love, like squat, or maybe not squatting, but deadlifting and benching. No, not so much, eh?
Yeah. I haven't done a deadlift in 6 months.
Jeez, bro.
I bet you could probably still something good too, though.
Oh, I could. I think I could. I think I could still pull probably 290, 300 on.
Yep, that's excellent.
Yeah, just
it never goes
290.
away. Nah. It never goes away, right? Like once you've done it once, it's like that's it. You can do it forever.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I look forward to seeing you do it with 2 fake hips, bro.
Dude, I've been researching these high technology hips that for like yoga instructors. They've got like a double joint in, so I'll be able to do a full side split.
Oh shit! What?
Yeah.
Wow.
So what you're doing, correct me if I'm wrong, is you are getting upgraded.
I'm getting upgraded. I'm looking forward to it, and they don't want to do it because fake hips, they don't have much data on the latest generation how long they're going to last. So they can only guarantee they're going to last for 25 years. And I don't want to give it to you when you're my age in case you live to when you're 90 and your hips are done. But my idea is I don't care about when I'm 90. I care about now.
Yeah, fucking oath, bro. Absolutely. I work with a couple of guys at Prince Charles that have got some hips done in their time, bro. And I think they'd say the same thing. They'd much rather be fucking wandering around and doing everything now than fucking dealing with shit now and worrying about it later. Like,
well, even one of our guests we had on the show, Matty Peterson.
Yeah,
he just had a hip resurfacing.
Yep.
And he's like, before that, he couldn't stand on it for too long. Pain, couldn't sleep through the night, and now he's like brand new human.
Yeah, I can't sleep through the night. I sleep with like a pillow wedged between my hips, and I couldn't walk to the end of the street. Like 300 meters, I'm done.
Eddie Cohn's got 2 done, doesn't he? He's got 2 hips.
Eddie Cohn's got both hips replaced, I'm pretty sure. Nothing a squat suit can't really help.
Yeah, I swear I saw him squat 300 with those fucking hips cooked back at GPA Worlds or something like that. It was ridiculous.
Probably.
I'm going to call it was a little bit high too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in a marketing group with one of those West Side barbell guys, a guy called AJ Roberts, who's got like 2,000 pound total. And, the stories about their training there are just unbelievable.
Oh, dude.
This is crazy, man.
Fucking wild. And to think
he was in that West Side documentary. And,
oh, was he?
Yeah.
How good was that though?
So good. And he's amazing. And what I realized is if you want to be really good at something, the easiest way is just put yourself in an environment where everyone is leveled up. Like you could put a normal person in West Side barbell and they'd become elite pretty damn quick, right?
Yep. Fuck yeah. Or they just leave quick.
Like I became elite pretty quick when I started hanging out with your crew.
Yep.
Like
yep.
And
we
I was
got your numbers up good.
I was like your average bro lifter for years and years and years. Like just a bro lifter, a good life.
Yep.
We've all been there.
Painful.
So do you think there's the hip surgery on the outlook for you, bro? Do you reckon it's something you can get done soon, or are they trying to?
As soon as I can travel back, because it's.
So you have to do it here, do you, in Brizzy?
I'd want to do it in Australia. Medicine in Thailand is for profit, and the doctors don't get paid a salary; they get paid a cut of what you spend. So you walk into the hospital, and there's like a grand piano with a guy playing classical music.
Ooh,
and tuxedo-clad guys opening the door for you. And you walk in and they're like, is there anything else you can do? Your nose is a bit crooked. We could straighten that. How's your teeth? we could whiten those, and your dick, is it working right? Like we got this guy and that guy. You need any physio, and you can never really be sure that you've got the thing that they say you've got. Like I've had a number of mates be recommended surgery when they didn't need it at all.
Yep,
just like the guy's running a bit low this month, and like,
holy shit.
Fuck, and you'll go in for the new space age chips that you can do the splits with, and you'll come out with some old fucking rickety things that they made in the 80s.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually thrown in there.
Yeah. I mean, Thailand's good for a lot of things, and their medicine is pretty good, but not for that.
Yeah, damn, bro. And is there a normal world happening at the moment over there for you, bro? Or what's
it's totally normal, except everyone wears a mask. There's very little COVID.
Yep.
It's a great place to be. Bangkok has totally recovered economically, but outside of Bangkok is a wasteland. Like nuclear bombs couldn't have done more damage. Like all the beach towns are just dead.
Wow. Fuck.
It's sad for the people. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And you're in Bangkok now, are you? Or whereabouts?
Yeah, I'm in Bangkok, and I'll show you. I'll just turn it around so you can have a look.
Yeah, right.
Lovely. I got a little rainbow there. Or was that the glass maybe doing that?
Yeah,
I saw that too, actually.
Actually, that's Bangkok is a pretty polluted city.
That's definitely the glass.
Not necessarily a pretty rainbow.
Yeah. So how about you guys? How's training? Like, obviously, I've seen you dads. You're pulling huge numbers, and
me not too bad, bro. I did. I was training for a comp at the end of the year last year, and got within about 2 training sessions of getting to where I wanted, and fucked my shoulder up, and that sort of cost me dearly. But still did the comp and bombed out of it because of my ego was greater than anything, and wanted to open on what I wanted to open on versus what my body allowed. But still had a lot of fun, just do all the things that like I would not let my own lifter do.
So Brando, for years, everyone says, I want to go for this. And he's like, no, you're starting down here.
Yeah.
Like what? And everyone is like, trust me, like, are you the coach?
Yeah.
But like his own cooking.
Yeah. But in fairness, mate, it was probably one of the funnest finishes to a year because like me and Kevy, we sort of trained together.
That was a good training run too.
The whole year, like through COVID, where he was at my house or I was at his house, and the one.
What an admirable guy he is! Like the way he's consistent and like.
Yep.
And his numbers are huge now. Like he stuck at it for a long time.
Yeah,
I think like obviously COVID was for his lifting. Obviously, Kevy
went through the roof.
Yeah, like was never in the country long enough to put together a solid training run. And again, unfortunately, COVID hit, and he was able to really just, and obviously the influence of Coach Terry.
Yeah.
But
seems cool. And then he finished the year. Like the great experience for me was being able to share the platform when he pulled 300 for the first time.
Pulled 300.
Yeah. So
wow, that's so cool,
so,
man. For a guy his size and his lever length, like that's just
huge. So in fairness, I wouldn't care if I pulled 20 or nothing, mate. The highlight for me was being able to be there and watch him pull 300.
That was dope.
But that's unreal.
When I pulled 300, the highlight of that day was watching Paul pull 240.
Yeah.
That was that stands very clear in my memory.
Yeah.
My own lift. Yeah. Like your own achievements fade pretty quick.
Yeah.
So it's just, you gotta remember other people's lifts and like your best mates fucking watching them pull big numbers at the end of the day.
Yeah, and for me these days, bro, man, it's more about the journey. Like the number on the bar is fun, but I enjoy the camaraderie and the time spent with each other these days more than the events itself.
I'm with you, man.
I think of them as just like a bonus if we get to do a comp or whatever. That's great, but or a pull PB or not. I'd rather my time spent with everyone now is what's a highlight for me.
Yeah. How's Captain Pete doing?
Pete, mate, he's old still. It hasn't changed. He is reluctant in taking any of my advice, but I factor that into my advice. So I go a little bit harder and heavier because I know he'll only do a quarter of what I tell him to do, which in fairness, how it works out is I get what I actually want. He thinks he's getting what he wants and being smart.
We're just going to edit this part out of the podcast in case Pete listens. So
that's all right. We love Pete. But he'll try and outsource someone listening to this for us and giving him the notes.
Yeah.
He competed just 2 weeks ago, bro. We just did a a qualifying comp. I like to give him a bit more of a run into nationals. So we just do a comp at the start of the year, and then nationals is August. So
was that last weekend?
Yeah, last weekend. So he totaled 500 raw. So no, just in sleeves, 182 squat, 92 bench, and 225 dead to get the 500 total, which is a massive milestone.
And as he gets older, his records are going to stand for 1,000 years. Exactly no one going to beat those.
And a huge thing I love, I'm always a huge proponent of older and stronger, older and better. And stronger. Oh. And each year we've been able to consistently add something to something along the way. Whether it's a bit more squat, bit more total, bit more deadlift, a little bit less body weight sometimes, bit more body weight sometimes. But we consistently find something for him, and I try not to give him too much praise for it. But at the end of the day, he is also 66. He's closer to 70 than fucking any of us.
It'd be interesting to see what his testosterone and growth hormone levels are like. Because he must be off the charts testosterone wise.
He would have to be. I think he would have to be. I think he'd be definitely an outlier. Yeah. Plus also and also the benefits that come with that consistent training, help pulling those levels up as well.
The best training I ever did, except for with you, was in prison, where you have no access to supplements, no access to anything, just because your testosterone levels are always raised through the roof by the constant threat of aggression.
That's
it's true. You're like fucking come at me, bro, all the time.
Fuck.
And so it just naturally raises your test levels.
Yeah.
How do you manage training in prison?
It's really fun because it's the only thing you've got, right?
Yeah.
So prison is about powerlessness. Every day, all day, someone's telling you what to do. And then you get this one area of your life where you can exert a little bit of control. Yep. And so you do these workouts and there's just nothing left in the tank. Like I was in Olympian today. Yep. And you do things like bench press with a guy standing on your hands, squats with a little Indian totem pole of people up against the fence to the jail.
Really?
Endless, lunges with a guy on your shoulders. Curls with mop buckets with plastic bags full of water in them.
Yep.
TRX machines that you make by plaiting up sheets and prison jumpers and things like that.
Yep.
There's enough.
That's inventive.
And you get a fair amount of time to do it as well.
You get nothing but time, right? Let me check my calendar. No, busy day.
Yeah. See, literally, because they wouldn't give you much equipment or access to stuff, would they? Because obviously that can be deemed dangerous in some places.
There was back in the day, but as soon as they put weights in any prison in the world, they someone just waits until someone's on the bench press and then walks up with a big weight and just donks him on the head and kills him, and then that's the end of weights for everyone.
Oh, fuck. And no more bench press.
That was the end of bench press for us, really.
Yep. Fuck! Taking all the fucking fun out of it, bro.
It's prison training is really fun. You'd be surprised when you don't have all that equipment and you don't have anything, and the only bit of control you have over your day is, did I really give 100% in this workout? You really give 100%. And I'd never given 100% in any workout. I'd done workouts, but I'd never given authentically. That was 100. There's not one more rep left in the tank at the end of today.
Yep. That's unreal, mate. And what a shift nowadays, just to hit Pilates and working on mobility, which I am very proud to hear you doing these days, bro.
I've got a Pilates machine in my living room.
Your lovely wife would be stoked that you're doing all those things.
Oh, I got a kid too.
Yep.
Yeah,
How good is that?
I think she's asleep now. If I hear her waking up, I'll bring her in.
How old is she now?
10 months.
Wow, that's
it's nearly been a year.
So you're going to be doing that soon, right?
I am, bro. What tips do you display for a future father, mate? June is when we got the inside on the outside.
Okay, so I'm at 0 lifetime nappies changed. I recommend you staying there.
Yep.
And my number one tip is, don't worry about the kid for the first 6 months. Worry about the mother.
That's a good one.
The kid's just a lump. You can't interact with him. You haven't got a boob, so you're useless.
Yep.
And just look after the mum, because it's real hard on her.
Yeah. I think that I've been given that advice by another father, and they said exactly the same thing. They're like, you think you might be able to do something, but you have no purpose there.
You're just useless. Like I'd pick her up, and she'd like look at my boob and go, "That's a pretty ordinary looking boob, Dad." Like,
where's the food?
I'm like, I don't know. I've worked really hard on this.
Oh dear! And then I see you put up a video recently, swimming lessons. Was that?
Yeah. We go swimming.
Yeah. How does she go with that? What sort of stuff do you get to do there? That'd be unreal.
She loves it. And this kid, she loves being thrown up in the air. Like I just toss her up and being thrown into somersaults and like, Daddy, catch me.
Yeah.
She got no fear, like zero fear at all. Never experienced anything but love. Because we have my mother-in-law lives with us, which I thought would be weird.
Yep.
But it turned out amazing. Like I love my mother-in-law.
Yep.
It's amazing.
That's unreal.
She sleeps with the baby every night. She cuddles the baby. She just like can't 100% present all the time. It's in a way that I could never be. Like I couldn't like look at her like a hawk all day. Like I just couldn't do it.
Yeah. That's unreal. What a great way for her to grow up too, bro. That's awesome, mate.
Just smothered in love and it just makes it. I think, I think I'm fingers crossed. I'm not going to fuck it up. Like that's. I mean, it's terrifying. Like you're going to see, it's terrifying because you can fuck it up just with anything, and then the kid will be talking about you for 20 years in therapy.
Yeah,
or like on the stripper pole, dating guys exactly like you. You know.
I think that's why do us guys have to end up with daughters and not sons?
Karma pays 2 to 1, bro.
Yeah.
How has it changed for you though, as a dad? What's your perspective of it?
So it totally changed everything about. Like I realized that I wasn't getting the results out of my life that I wanted, and my results are okay. Like I've done okay the last sort of 10 years, but I haven't set the world on fire. When I was in my 20s, I set the world on fire. I was like an outlier. 10 years in a row, I made $1 million a year when I was in my 20s. I mean, admittedly, I was a criminal, but I was a successful criminal. Yep. And then since I gave all that up, I've had just a regular guy living a regular life, earning a regular income. And I realized I actually want more out of life. I want to be more. I want to be better. And so it caused me to really take stock of like, why aren't I getting the results I want? And part of that was the people in my social circle are also average people now. Like they're just regular guy people because, that's what I am. And I haven't gotten the results from my jiu-jitsu that I was an outlier when I was teaching Kung Fu. I was really elite, and I'm not elite now. And so it's caused me to like take stock of my life and say, okay, if I want to be an elite level performer in all areas of my life, what needs to change? Who do I? And the answer for me is I need to become someone different. Like I need to become a better version of myself, and I need to do it in small ways.
100%. And what have you identified as that? It's like, is there now a system for you, or not even a system, but is there a process that you work through and go?
I got some coaching, and I joined a business mastermind for people who are more successful than me.
Yeah, right.
Guys earning like $10 to $100 million a year, which is outrageously expensive. It's like $3,000 US a month. It's like bleeding. It's more than I spend on anything else.
Yeah.
But the results are really good. Like my business, not to brag, but I had the first year in 10 years, I made $1 million this year.
Especially in like the economic climate of COVID, man.
Yeah, it's been a blessing, and I feel like I'm only getting started again. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so it feels like there's a path to get back to a level of success that I feel I'm capable of.
Yep.
It's funny how when you you've mentioned it a couple of times, it's like the people you hang around become like the level you play at. And then as soon as you step up and you pay $3,000 US a month to be in this mastermind group, but all of a sudden you're fucking playing at a whole different ball game. Playing
at a whole different level and seeing that other people who play the game at, like I see these guys who are earning $10 million a year and I go, they're not just lucky. they're actually better at business than me. Like they're better at the game. And so for me, if I want to ascend, maybe I don't need to be at that level, but if I want to ascend, I need to get better at the game. You know, what's the game that I'm playing? If it's jiu-jitsu, if it's powerlifting, if it's business, if it's how do I be a better father, like how do I get better? And what is better for a start? Until you understand what better is and start measuring it and start really getting like intentional about who do I want to be? You know, like I live in Bangkok and it's like probably 70% of the expats who live here are just total degenerates. Like literally degenerates. Like they're here, you know, and I don't do any of that vice stuff. Like I don't do any of it, but it's weird seeing them all like constantly go, their lives just constantly in a glide path down.
Yeah, of course. And then they're probably all circling and spending time with each other in their own same little group. And
yeah, exactly. And they're all doing okay because they're all circling in their same little group. They don't even notice.
But I just think it's so undervalued that of how people want, well, they want all these things, but they're not willing to change the circle of who they hang around with.
That's exactly right. And I mean, you're an elite lifter. Like everyone likes the idea of being elite until it's time to go do elite shit. Like
fucking oath. That's
pretty. You're doing rehab and prehab and doing all your accessory exercises and sticking to your program and not just bro lifting and you know, everyone likes the idea of being you. No one wants to actually
do it. That's the thing. Like talking specifically lifting, it's just like
those same people will often say, "Oh, it must be easy."
Yeah. And it's like being elite is all sexy and stuff, but then doing what you have to do to be elite's not sexy at all.
No.
And it's not just luck. Like there was no luck. There's not one gram of luck in it.
No. No, I think about Luke Polly's story to get to
literally. That's exactly the first person that came to my mind. Like
he's
as much as
motherfucker.
I'm sure no one remembers what he totaled. When he was.
Like, I know we rail Luke a lot on the podcast, but he is probably the most disciplined motherfucker I have ever met.
Really?
Yeah, like I can't recall any other lifter I've ever worked with who will come after a comp, start at like. I've seen Luke start at like a 12.5 kilo dumbbell on an incline dumbbell press and just perfect it. Just make sure it's perfect before he goes up.
Wow.
Like he's just guy can bench what 240,
250. Yeah, his biggest bench is 250, and here's a guy that goes back after a comp, just starts moving with a pair of 12.5 kilos. I'm just like, and everything is done. Like he comes in, you know, him and his partner Carrie, great team, and he'll come in half an hour before she starts to make sure his prehab's done. Yeah, and he'll go through all his prehab, and then he'll do his warm down when she leaves. Like it's just a dedication that no wonder he's one of Australia's best.
He tore his bicep the same time I did on a deadlift, and he was back to competitive lifting like so quick, and I came back, but I was like jamming all kinds of steroids and growth hormone into myself, and he was still back faster than me.
He's an animal. Like even after his quad tear, he was back lifting like, and that was a pretty significant quad tear. Like he ruptured the muscle and the fascia that connect between the muscles, like that, and he did everything. There's no injuries like powerlifting injuries, is there?
I
know. For such a controlled sport where we can control most of the outcomes, and it's like compared to, you know, sports like rugby league or union, like we can't control some monster Polynesian kid coming at us from the side, but powerlifting we control, yet we still get royally
wrecked. Fucked.
A tiny bit of a percent off and you eat shit badly.
I was reading LeBron James spends $5 million a year on keeping his body right. Like, you know, all kinds of crazy stuff like cold chambers in his home and you know, so much prehab, like prehab at quantities that are like real training quantities.
Yeah.
That's the stuff will give you another year or two on the court too, no doubt.
Like I don't know if you fellas follow NFL, but like Tom Brady,
Yeah, how old is he?
He's 43, I'm pretty
He's
sure.
still rolling.
Yeah, like what he's done, obviously, I don't really follow much of the NFL, but after I saw a Facebook video of him being like, Tom Brady at 43, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it's not even like to be the best in the game now. It's not even about what you can do.
He wasn't a top draft pick. He wasn't considered. He was like dropped. He was like a, what do you want with that guy? You should give this shit up kind of guy. He was never, and he just, his force of character just forged him into this elite.
It's like the longer you're in the game, the better you become because experience trumps everything.
Yeah. 100%.
You can't fucking teach experience.
No. To still be doing that sort of stuff at that age. I mean, Luke's the same example. What's he,
Luke,
41,
43, 44 this year, dude.
Still going.
And even like in Cameron Smith in the NRL.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's the classic example.
Yeah. Like, fuck me, the dude's old.
But what I've realized is that your personality is constantly changing. Like we think we're this fixed, unchanging guy, but I'm nothing like the guy I was 20 years ago or 10 years ago. And by forging yourself, by doing elite shit, your identity becomes elite, right?
Yeah.
100%.
Like Luke Polly, for doing 20 years of elite shit, his mentality is elite. That's how it happens.
100%. Like everything he's done, whether it be when he left school, going to university or in the Air Force, throwing discus and shit, like everything he did was elite.
Yeah.
And he could throw a discus.
I know. That was a lot less body way to go.
A lot less Luke to go.
Still a big Luke though.
I don't think there was ever a small version of that dude.
I have a photo. I'll have to find and scroll through the archive of Luke at 125 kilos that he weighed in at for a GPC States in 2015. It was the skinniest I've ever seen him.
Wow.
And he genuinely looks skinny.
Wow.
When you're talking about skinny 125 kilo guys.
I know. What a world we live in. It's like my doctor, every time I go see him, he's like, you're so big. I'm like, bro, you should see my friends. Like,
I felt big in 2012. Can you say that again? Like, I didn't hear you.
Oh yeah, always say you're swimming in a fishbowl. We're in the ocean. Big is 160, 180 now. Like
that's what big is.
Yeah, it's like when you roll up
110, 120 is normal.
Polly's about 155. Kane's $1.65. Pagan's 126. Who else? Oh, fucking Ash is probably around the 150. Lang's 150.
Yeah, there you go.
What are you at, Brandon?
Back up to 107, 108, sitting in between there.
His goal is to go to 142, Scott. Did you know that?
Is it really?
No, it's his goal for me.
It's my goal for him.
I would potentially like to get to 115 and 120 and hover around there, but
say goodbye to the natty life.
Yeah, said goodbye to that a long time ago. So it's been like I saw a photo because I do the coaching calls with Gwayne every week, and we watched this old squat video of mine from 2 years ago, squatting 220 for 5, and it was horrible. Like I squatted 220 for 5 on this Wednesday, and it was a piece of piss. Like I could have done 6 or 8, but just the size difference, everything. I was like, ooh, I thought I was jacked then. What am I now?
You're still small.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still small. That's it. I'm still very, very small. You will never be big.
Fuck no. And are you still rolling, bro? You still
that's the main focus of my exercise these days.
Great.
So I just trundle along with that. Did you get on the mats at all?
Man, it's less than wanted, but with plenty of intent to go. Once a week, once a fortnight is kind of what I can hit at the moment. Like,
as long as you don't stop.
Yeah, exactly right. That's how I kind of see it. Like, I have to be an adult about my available time, right? So, coaching at the gym, I still do security at Prince Charles, podcast like a savage, try and spend some time with Jay Lee, and then the prospect of a daughter coming and sleep. Jits has to be that thing that's left by, like the last thing.
Yeah.
So. Which I think that's a huge shift in my mentality, because I'm sure you remember what I used to be like with Jits, and that was I was proudly the person who had the most attendance at that club year on year.
You were.
Because I would go twice a day and go 6 days a week. No wonder my knee got fucked up and my back fucking ended up with discs hanging out the back.
Jiu-jitsu is so hard on the body. Even like I go to jiu-jitsu and I'm like crying by the end of the day.
Yeah. But man, I'm lucky. I just, at the moment for me, it's just I do privates with old Anton. So, I mean,
what a great instructor he's turned out to be.
I would love to see inside the brain of that kid, right?
It's like a computer. He's a kid. He's a literal kid, and he's as good as anyone in the world. Like he kept the world champions pointless at the worlds and like really elite level stuff from a guy who hasn't got like he's got good training partners, but they're not world class training partners. Like it's amazing.
Yep. And just like I really like how he sees it. Is the best way to explain it. You get that because he just sees everything differently. Like
he totally changed my game.
Yeah, and then from a coaching perspective, the simplicity he then creates for you as an individual when he coaches you is unreal.
You've got one thing to do now. Do this.
Yeah, exactly. Like he'll whether it's say he's passing the guard, he goes, well, two things are going to happen. They're going to do this or do that. So what do you do? Here's your two things to do that. Once you've done your two things, here's your outcome. Then you do your two more things. Here's your outcome, and then two more things later, you're submitting them.
I haven't spoken to him since COVID. Is his injuries healed up? Like I've seen.
Yeah, dude. Maybe he did a comp on the weekend, bro. He beat the dude that starts with a U. I think his name is that coaches over at the fuck is that gym at the Gabba?
Where
Anchor went.
Where Anchor went to.
Yeah, you know the U. It starts with a U. Yushi or Yush.
Yeah, it's some weird thing. Like a passion project for some rich chick.
Yeah, and I think he has lost to him before, but I think he got him at the footlock. I think Anton smashed him with a footlock, of course. So that was cool. It was just down at Byron Bay, just a local meet. So last I spoke to him, he wanted to compete again and obviously prefers going to the bigger meets. But I don't think there was much for him just yet. So he must be just fiddling around on the smaller ones to keep himself going. But he just launched a education page. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, I saw it. BJJ
101.
101.
Yeah. Oh man, what a resource! If you can't see him in person, listen
it's
to
good.
him just talk. Yeah, unreal. It's just him recorded, essentially.
That's insane. Eh?
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, give it a check out. And the other thing, what is he? 23, 24. Here he is. Yeah, top of the class. And
hell, man, I can't believe he's so young.
Yeah.
But even listening to him on the episode, like when we had him on, like he's just on talking about another level.
Yep.
He doesn't need anyone else, bro. He is the level.
Yeah, bro.
He stayed with me when he came to do a comp a couple of years ago, and he just ran through the local black belts like a dose of salt. Like
really?
And a guy who's a great mate of mine now is this Israeli guy who he medaled at Worlds at purple belt, and he was thinking he was shit hot. Anton tapped him in like 15 seconds.
Fuck.
And he was pissed. And
really?
He went back in the final. He got Anton again, and Anton tapped him again in like under 30 seconds. It ended his comp career. He said that was the day that I realized that there was levels to this shit, and that I wasn't going to be
at the level
champion black belt. Like that was what this guy's goal is. Anton killed his whole career. He's like, I have to give that up now.
Wow.
And he still competes. He still trains. He's a high level black belt.
Yeah.
But he's like, when I met Anton, his exact words, when I met Anton, I realized there was levels to this shit, and I wasn't playing at that level.
Wow. And the best, man, Anton would have done that with little to no emotion at the same time, just cold and calculated.
Yeah, nothing there. Just like another day at the office for that kid.
Little smile, hand up. Yep, we got it.
But even going back, you look at other people at the elite level, it's the same thing. They're just cool, calm, calculated. Polly's probably the most. I don't know if that guy has emotions or he's just a robot. I'm gonna say robot.
Well, I mean, you look at the commonality. They're doing it like Anton is doing elite shit with his life every day. Like he's not just like I turn up to training. His diet's on point. His sleep is on point. He's got no vices. You know, nice relationship, nice everything in his life, and he just focuses on the things that he does the things he needs to do to get the results he wants to get.
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think it's a very common factor. You see guys like that that are elite in their sport, but they also become elite in everything else, right? Whether it's business.
So I'm good friends with Bernardo Faria.
Yep.
Who was like a 5-time black belt world jiu-jitsu champion, and he decided he wanted to be elite at business and sell BJJ DVDs.
Yeah.
And I showed him some internet marketing stuff like 5 years ago, and he just took it and ran with it. Now he's way better than me. He's making like, his company's grossing like $2 million a month US selling BJJ videos.
Wow.
2 million a month. 500 grand a week. 500 grand a week US.
Oh, Jesus.
And this is a guy with no experience in business, no experience of doing anything except being a pro athlete from when he was 12.
Yep.
And he decided that he was going to be, he'd had enough of competing, he was burnt out, he's going to be elite at business. And I'd show him something, and he'd go away and find the best mentors in the world, and he'd work on it 16 hours a day. And you know, his company is called bjjfanatics.com because he's a fanatic. Like he just will not let it, he won't let it die. Like, and one of the best marketers in the world right now.
Yeah, wow. That's insane. Yeah, it's super cool to see how that carries over like that. Like you see the same. Yeah. You see the same with powerlifting, like guys that did incredible when they come through, and then, you know, it turns out they're doing epic business stuff as well. Like, look at Chad we had on the other day, and
Chad Wesley Smith, absolutely. But even like
Mark Bell. He'd be a great example as well.
Who's it? Oh, Stan
Efforting as well.
Yeah, like fuck. He went from elite business to elite bodybuilding, powerlifting, then back to elite business.
Yeah,
like, he's a freak.
You see that a lot. Like this guy AJ Roberts that I know from Westside Barbell, he'd be doing more than $10 million a year now.
Damn. That's fucking unreal, bro. And as the online world of trading going, bro, mate, is it exciting and crazy out there? I get your emails. I pretend to understand half of it but find some funny bits in there as well, which is good times.
It's kind of it's weird because I'm actually, like, after doing it for 15 years, I'm actually good. So, and I actually feel like I'm good at it. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like to go from something that was like something I was learning and something that was a hobby and something that was a passion that I wasn't very good at.
Yep.
To something that I actually make a living off, and I enjoy teaching people as well. And I never used to enjoy teaching people. Like when I started, I was teaching people because I wasn't making enough out of my own trading to pay the bills, right? And now I am making a lot out of my own trading, and I'm still enjoying teaching people. So it's kind of cool.
Must be a hard journey to kick off, hey? Like for most things,
I lost money like that.
That's where I was going to go. Like a lot of hobbies, probably you're not leveraging your own money at that kind of level.
It's 6 times I failed at trading. 6 times I would save up the money, put it in an account, go, okay, this time I'm going to do it.
Yep.
And I'd lose all the money. And then I'd be like, oh, you idiot. And then start again, save up the money, which is really hard.
Yeah.
And do it again and then fuck it up. And then do it again and then fuck it up. And then do it again and then fuck it up. 6 fucking times. And it was just stubborn, so I wouldn't let it go.
Yeah. But I guess for someone like you, I imagine no doubt you were re-looking back at why it didn't work out.
Well, it was when I figured that out, I thought I'd just give it one more try. And I got enough of a sniff of success that I could keep going. You know, it wasn't the greatest decision in the world. Like over 14 years, I made a couple of $1 million. It doesn't work out to that much if you work out how much you're being paid each year. It doesn't work out that much at all. But at one stage, like halfway through, it looked like a really poor life choices.
Yeah. But it's cool. It's cool to see you sharing that knowledge though now as well. Like, have you seen a popularity rise in it? Like people reaching out and wanting to get involved?
Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of people who are trading my systems and like doing it for a job, like quitting their jobs and actually deciding like we're going to do this. Like in the same way that you've got that nice little community of people who like perhaps weren't that interested in powerlifting, but now they found their tribe and like this is a great thing to do and your crew is really cool and I belong here. Like the Ditas of the world. Like Like she's amazing.
Yep, absolutely. Once you find your place and purpose and things to do.
That's exactly once you find your place and purpose.
And you must get the big joys that we get as coaches, seeing PBs happen. The same for you,
100%.
For your students when you see them, come up with their own stuff or follow your stuff, and then they email or text you or call you and say, "Mate, fuck this one. Look how this came off, right?
Look how this came off." And it's more like I followed my rules, and like being a professional trader is like being a professional powerlifter. It's not really about that one lift. Yep. It's about the prehab and the rehab and the I spent 3 hours tooling up spreadsheets for every hour I spent trading the markets. Like the actual sexy side of it is 20%, like powerlifting, right? Like
exactly right.
100%.
And I imagine, would you get the same experience we get, like talking about once people work out that it's not just the sexy stuff, there's all this other shit behind it, they then see it and go, "Oh, hang on. No. I just wanted the sexy bit, right?"
Yeah. 90% of people are really like, "Oh yeah, like I get that you're right, but I still don't want to do it right." Like, because there's no fun in trading and investing correctly. Yep. There's no thrill of victory. There's no agony of defeat. You can't cheer it on. There's no bragging rights, right? Like I have a winning week. It's the system had a winning week. Yep. It's not me. Like I didn't choose the trades. The system chose the trades. Yep. So there's very little emotional payoff. Yep. Like where's the payoff in following your powerlifting program this week?
Yep.
Like it's
5 by 5, 3 by 8. Boring. Is that a huge help for trading? Like not having that emotion in there?
It's more about feeling the emotions as they come up and not denying them. So what causes you to make bad investing decisions is when you're unwilling to feel an emotion. Like, for example, like the guys who bought Bitcoin in 2017 in the last run up, and it went down to 10K and they couldn't sell out because they couldn't feel like losers if they're selling out. And they ended up holding it all the way down to 3K and then probably selling out. Like it's more about when feelings come up, you can't, losing money hurts. It hurts you in the feels.
Yeah.
Everybody hurts sometimes.
Yeah. And it's like, just the correlation between powerlifting and everything's pretty similar, but you're not always going to hit PBs at comp either, right? You're not going to always hit PBs at trade or.
Dude, I lost $250,000 US this week.
Fucking Jesus. And you just got to giggle about it, right?
What else can you do?
Oh, fuck. You can't say, "Oh, can I get that back?" I just made a little error there. We just hit that wrong.
Yeah. Practice go, do over.
Yeah, do over.
Come on, bro.
Fuck, imagine that. Excuse me, can I have that $250,000 back, please? Yeah, thank you. Just return it. Lovely.
Watching all the Bitcoin stuff's been crazy. I know one of the things I always think about, you always said, "Johnny, just always be careful of everything when the taxi driver starts trying to give you advice on it."
Oh, that's 100%. Like the top of the last run, I walked into the jiu-jitsu gym and there are all these like Bangkok pro fighter guys who are like, Bangkok pro fighters are like bottom feeders. Like they're here because the training is cheap and good. And they're all talking about their various altcoins that they like and having real discussions about them. I'm like, this is a top. There's no way. This is not a top. Like
bail.
Yeah.
But you know who said that, right? It was the original guy was JP Morgan. He said when the lift boy is giving you stock tips, sell. And that's it's highly reliable.
Yeah, that means that all these other people are starting to jump into it and then think, "Fuck, hang on a minute."
Well, where there's a tip, there's a tap. Like someone's got to buy and someone's got to sell. And usually money flows from the stupid to the smart, usually.
That's another, we'll quote you for that one, hey, as well, eh?
When stupid people are buying and smart people are selling, like, who's probably going to come the best out of that competition? You know?
100%, bro. And what's on, what do you see for the rest of your year, bro? Anything exciting coming up your way?
Yeah, I'd like to get back to Australia as soon as I can travel again.
That'd be awesome, mate.
My family haven't seen a kid, and I want to sit on the beach at Noosa for a while.
Dude, I can tell you, Noosa is still amazing. Went past there a little bit recently ago.
Just rub it in.
The beach is still lovely.
You always fit right in there, bro.
Okay. Yeah, mate. I've got the company registered about 5 years ago. Noosa Barbells. So,
Noosa Barbell.
Mate, the final plan will happen one day.
Emergency. He's like, meh.
I love that.
Super cute.
You look like a Jack Dr. Evil.
I love it. Have you just got the one cat or you got two, eh?
I got two.
Yep.
But the other cat doesn't like me. The other cat likes my wife.
Oh, really?
That's fucking great.
Oh, fuck.
What's going on, buddy?
All right, bro. Mate, for you, sir, we have 10 questions. Now, you remember this from last time,
I remember.
but you will not remember these 10 because they are a new 10.
A new 10. All right. And
ready?
it's just flash judgment, right? Like,
Whatever comes to that brain, I want to see what comes out of it.
Or here.
all right.
Or here. No, what if we could see it, though?
If we could see it, then we could see it.
What makes you unique?
My brain,
Who are the special people in your life?
my wife, and my daughter.
What's something you're most proud of, sir?
Giving up drugs.
If you could star in a movie, what would it be and who would you be?
Would be a movie about my life, and I would be me.
Oh, now, I think that needs to happen, just a side note.
Who would play younger you?
Yeah.
Younger me. Ooh. I was never very good looking. That whole that whole thing passed me by.
What's your most used emoji?
I use smiley face a lot, actually. I'm kind of happy these days.
Yeah, it's my
Good.
face.
That's a good one to use.
What dinosaur was your favorite as a kid growing up?
Brontosaurus.
Ooh,
I was big time into dinosaurs when I was a kid.
yes. Did you know there was a dinosaur bigger than a brontosaurus?
Oh,
The Supersaurus.
Supersaurus.
I'm almost certain it's called Supersaurus, or it's very similar to Supersaurus.
something.
What a name.
I know.
Oh, that's what a brontosaurus is.
Yeah,
And
it
then
looks similar to the Supersaurus.
Yeah, Supersaurus dinosaur.
Yeah, it's bigger by a fucking
All right,
significant.
let's see if I can show.
Can Scotty
Is
see
it?
this one for us? Has it got a brontosaurus next to it?
Nah. Oh, I don't know. What am I
It's
doing?
fucking big, bro. But it looks like a brontosaurus. There it is.
There it is.
Show that to Scotty.
Can you?
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's huge.
Yeah, obscure. I don't think I was also dinosaurs. I didn't know much about them until a bit later in life. If you could find out when and how you died, would you be interested, sir?
Absolutely.
How old do you feel right now?
Not a day over 60.
Lovely. What was your favorite pet growing up?
Cat.
Yes. And what is the best thing that happened to you last week?
My daughter smiled at me.
Oh, bro.
That was the best thing that happened to me.
Yeah, no, that's
Like,
beautiful.
she just melts my heart. Like,
Yeah.
And the little words that she has, they're Thai words.
Yep.
Because she spends more time with her grandmother and her mother. And
Yep.
and she's like at the edge of the baby jail. And means up,
Yep.
up. Lift me up, daddy. Lift me up.
Oh.
That's beautiful. Dude.
Damn, bro.
That's you
super
soon.
cute. Yes, it will be.
Fuck. It'll be you soon. You're gonna love it,
Little
dude.
Junior Berg will be sitting on the couch
You're gonna
watching
love
us podcast.
Yes. That'd be
100%.
dope. Mate,
Do you know if it's a boy or a girl, bro?
Girl, bro. We're having a girl.
Fuck yeah.
Super excited, bro. Now the great debate over naming the daughter is underway. Jaylee has her ideas, which are, I should probably say, are the ideas. And I'm developing a table of my ideas to hopefully infiltrate our/her ideas to see if I can get something in there.
Yeah, well, I took control of that process because my wife's ideas were frankly garbage. Yeah, that wasn't going to play out. So I
I
took
like
control.
that. At the moment, I'm feeling solid on a second name. I feel like I've got that one.
what's your best idea for a first name though?
I really like Jupiter.
I guess that's not too bad. Actually, expecting like
Possibly become a stripper with a name like that. Impossible.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And Jaylee is not strong for that one.
well, look, I'll back you.
I really want a J name, bro, because we got Jaylee and Johnny, and we get another J.
Yeah,
So that's triple J. Man.
And what about your mum? Like, well, how is your mum for a start?
Oh, man, mum's lovely,
What
bro.
is she?
Super stoked, super proud. She
What's
can't
she?
wait. Wants to buy us presents, wants to be around it. She's
Oh.
pretty much retired these days, so that's going to be incredibly helpful for us as well.
You want to take that. You want to take her up on that, like honestly.
Absolutely. So we still live in Windsor, but so not too far over the bridge for her in Morningside. So,
and you got the same place that you bought?
Yeah, still there. So, which is amazing, bro. Nice little bedroom set up there. Got some air conditioning in there now, ready to go when it comes. So, yeah, can't wait, bro. I'll be spamming you with lots of photos and asking for lots of hot tips.
All right, guys. What a great pleasure to see you all again.
Hey, man, awesome to catch up,
mate. We'll talk before, but we'll do part 3 again some point in time this year as well, I think, bro.
Absolutely, man. It's always a pleasure having you on, brother.
Thanks, bro.
See you, Brad. See you, Johnny.
See you, mate. Talk to you soon, bro.